Good evening. The news summary for this Monday, 30th March. Seychelles has expressed gratitude to China for the support it has received over the past 5 decades as the two nations celebrate 50 years of diplomatic relations. China is commemorating the Golden Jubilee since establishing official ties with Seychelles on 30th June 1976, shortly after the island nation gained independence. The anniversary highlights a long-standing partnership built on mutual cooperation and shared development goals.
The diplomatic relations between Seychelles and China were forged at a pivotal moment in Seychelles' history. Over the years, this partnership has evolved into a strong bilateral relationship, contributing to key development projects and initiatives that have supported the country's progress. The event was attended by President Dr. Patrick Herminy and the First Lady, Vice President Pillay and his spouse, along with other senior government officials. Vice President Sébastien Pillay, in his address, noted that the milestone offers an opportunity not only to reflect on the journey of cooperation, but also to reaffirm the principles that guide sustainable and future collaboration.
Over the past 5 decades, this relationship has evolved with consistency and purpose. It has endured shifts in the global order, changes in leadership, and periods of uncertainty in the international system. Yet, throughout, it has remained anchored in principles that continue to guide our engagement: respect for sovereignty, non-interference in internal affairs, peaceful coexistence, and a firm commitment to multilateralism. It is within this principle framework that Seychelles' support for the One China policy must be understood. It reflects our consistent position in favor of territorial integrity, as well as our belief in stable, equitable, international order grounded in the United Nations Charter and the primacy of international law. These shared principles have also translated into tangible cooperation. China has been a valued and reliable partner in Seychelles' development. Its numerous contributions have supported the expansion and modernization of key infrastructure.
Chinese Vice President Han Zheng highlighted the achievements made through the partnership, noting China's role in financing major projects that have positively impacted Seychelles. He emphasized that relations between the two countries are expected to continue growing with new plans and initiatives underway.
The China-Seychelles relationship is a model of sincere friendship, equality, mutual assistance, and win-win cooperation between countries of different sizes. Seychelles is the African country that is nearest to China. Over 100 years ago, there were Chinese who reached the shores of Seychelles via the maritime Silk Road and sowed the seeds of friendship. 50 years ago, our two countries established diplomatic relations on the second day of Seychelles' independence and thus forged a bond of friendship that is long-lasting across oceans.
A project aimed at promoting peace in primary and secondary schools nationwide has been officially launched today. Teachers and students from Montfleury Primary and Secondary Schools, as well as Ansoyal Primary and Secondary Schools, who participated in the pilot phase of the project, received their certificates during a ceremony held this morning at the National Theatre in Montfleury. The certificates were awarded following their recent participation in a workshop on the subject. The project is a collaborative initiative between UNESCO and the James Mancam Peace and Research Institute at the University of Seychelles.
These initiatives underscore the critical role that education plays in shaping values, attitudes, and behaviors among young people. In today's rapidly evolving world, the ability to manage conflict constructively and to coexist peacefully with others is no longer an option. It is essential. Schools are not only centers for academic learning, but also foundational spaces where respect, tolerance, empathy, and dialogue must be cultivated. It is within these environments that the future citizen can learn how to engage with diversity and resolve differences in a constructive and non-violent manner.
A new proposition is being considered on how to improve the Osla Road on the side of Petitance that will not affect the beach. Several officers from different relevant departments visited the road that has been approved to be repaired due to flooding and sand accumulations during certain periods of the year. The Ministry of Environment, Climate, Energy, and Natural Resources was there to measure the distance where the road is supposed to be according to the approved plan. There were also several officers from SLTA that and Planning Authority. Some residents feel the original approved plan, which include building a bullnose wall in the sand, will block access to the beach, disturb the habitat where hawksbill and green turtles like to nest, among others. It was later decided to only raise the level of the existing road and add a meter side wall with bullnose. But after the visit, another plan is being considered that a new road is built a little further inland, but because this piece of land falls on private property, SLTA will need to seek building approval and then hold a public meeting to get the views of the rest of the residents. Ivana Terezin has been appointed as Chief Executive Officer of the Agency for the Prevention of Drug Abuse and Rehabilitation, ABDA. Mrs. Terezin holds an advanced degrees in educational leadership and health promotion and brings over 30 years of experience in health services, education, drug prevention, and leadership. Her appointment takes effect on 1st April. Entrepreneurs and researchers in the blue economy sectors have presented their projects and challenges to the Minister for Fisheries, Agriculture and the Blue Economy, Wallace Cosgrove, during a series of visits on Mahe. Among the initiatives discovered were the production of biodegradable plastic from seaweed and manufacturing of organic fertilizers from fish waste and the recycling of plastic into useful objects. The minister also visited companies specializing in boat building and sea cucumber processing. These discussions provided a better understanding of the constraints faced, including limited space, importation difficulties, and the need for partnerships. The minister expressed his admiration for the level of innovation and research in the sector.
It was an eye-opening visit. I saw a lot of interesting small entrepreneurs who are doing wonderful things, innovative things, things that are good for the environment. In general, for the blue economy itself, it's been fantastic. And I think we should find ways and means to facilitate their operation, see if we can upscale their business in certain cases. And as a government entity, we should facilitate, talk to all the stakeholders, government institutions, and see how we can facilitate their operation. So for me, it was a good visit, and I think there's some wonderful, fantastic things that are being done out there, and we need to continue to encourage those entrepreneurs to do better.
That's the end of this news summary. Join me at 8 for the news bulletin in Creole. Until then, have a pleasant evening.